FM. Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit music ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM. Tara na't simulan ang inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. The Jesuit Hour. Get to know the Jesuits. Discover their spirituality, their history, their ministries. The Jesuit Hour. Anything Jesuit, everything Jesuit. The Jesuit Hour.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
Do you long for a good spiritual read? Or for literature that not only feeds the mind, but nourishes the soul as well? Do you want to be inspired, feel positive and hopeful about life? Then read The Windhover, the official magazine of the Jesuits in the Philippines. Written by Jesuits and their lay partners, The Windhover features real stories about the Jesuits and their various ministries. Be inspired. Be blessed. Subscribe to The Windhover. For inquiries, call the Philippine Jesuit Aid Association at telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892. Once again, Philippine Jesuit Aid Association, telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892.
Kaibigan, alam mo na ba kung anong dapat gawin upang iwasan at sumpuin ang COVID-19? Iwasang hawakan ng bibig, mata at ilong. Laging maghugas ng kamay gamit ang sabon at tubig sa loob ng 20 segundo. Linisin ang mga bagay na palaging hinahawakan. Kumain ng balanse at masusustansyang pagkain. Matulog ng sapat, huwag magpupuyat. Stay home. Sa wastong pag-iingat, ang virus hindi kakalat. COVID-19, kayang-kaya nating tapusin.
We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at radyo-katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Jescom Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan, 87.9 FM.
And there was another drive-by shooting.
The fire we reported at Moore Fire Hall is still burning out.
Do you sometimes feel confused or lost in the complications and complexities of life? Do you feel drained, listless, or exhausted from the daily burdens and responsibilities? Why not seek our campus ministers on air every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon? Listen to our counselors from the Loyola School's Campus Ministry Office as they ground our lives in our faith, in our school's spiritual tradition. Campus Ministers on Air. Be guided, be inspired, be blessed. Listen to our Campus Ministers on Air.
Hello mga katipuneros. This is Father Ro Atilano SJ. Listen to our serving of stories that will inspire you and keep you going. Kaya tara na at lasapin ang masarap na timpla ng buhay. Welcome po kayo sa The Parable Cafe every Tuesdays at 3:30 p.m. only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Bahala sa iyo, kaibigan ko.
Getting reliable health information about the COVID-19 outbreak can be a lifesaver. If you are not certain about what you see on social media about the coronavirus, do not share it or like it. Do some fact-checking by cross-checking sources or by visiting the World Health Organization's website. If it's proven to be false, don't hesitate to let people know by commenting and adding the source. During the COVID-19 outbreak, only trust official information sources and credible media outlets. Do not share unverified information. This is a message from UNESCO.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo. Todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
catch us on New Wave.
Surfing through the latest on our shores.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there. Hello everyone! Good afternoon. It's your midweek gang who's always ready to hang, coming at you live through Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM via Zoom. I'm Max, and joining me today is Joaquin Querido to help me host. Hi Joaquin, how are you?
I'm good. I am okay.
That's good to hear. How is that module you were just on?
It's on culture psych. And so far, okay naman. Very, very just introductory, very simple. Ayoko sabing basic. Simple. Yeah.
Of course. It's just the beginning of the semester. But that sounds like an interesting subject. So I think we can get to that later when we're talking to other students. But for now, let's get to our local find. So joining us today to talk about Covent Pastries is Camille Aspie from 3 BFA Creative Writing. Hi, Camille.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. I was just on your Facebook page looking at your pastries, and a lot of stuff looked really good. So let's get into it. Tell us about Covent Pastries and how you got the idea to open this business.
Nung simula talaga, hindi siya business. It was just something that I did to pass the time during the first few months of the pandemic. Tapos, ayun, other people saw it, and then friends and family encouraged me to start selling the pastries that I had. So like, well, I think that's a good idea naman kasi at that time, madami to start ng online selling. I think the trend by then was like ube pandesal and then cinnamon bun. So like, okay, let's throw in brownies to the mix and then banana muffin, things like that.
Actually, that was a good time for banana muffins and brownies because since everyone's focus was on making ube pandesals, some people kind of miss those other things that weren't widely available because of the time. So, out of curiosity, where did the name Covent Pastries come from?
This was spur of the moment. I'm very into like astrology and stuff, and like crystals and tarot cards, and I was like playing around with the names, and you can see on my logo it's like Camille and then like the oven, and I was like, oh, it's a fun word play. And that wasn't really supposed to be my brand. I was playing around with making the page, and then someone messaged me na, oh, I can't find your page on Facebook. Can you send me a link? And I'm like, oh no, I haven't published it yet. So this is what I have. So na yun, we're going to stick with this brand.
So that's a nice background with your name that you have there. So aside from the pastries that you mentioned kanina, can you share what are some of your other pastries on the menu?
So yeah, I have brownies, I have muffins, and then I also make like a variety of cakes, carrot cakes, Boston cream cake, and then plain chocolate, a classic chocolate cake. And then I also do some custom cakes, yung design. And as long as within my abilities, I will try to make your cake for any celebration.
Wow, so diverse and powerful. So, if there was one item that you would recommend to our audience, like what do you think would wow them?
I would suggest going simple. Please try my brownies first. People really do like chocolate, and I think yung appeal ng brownies is kasi if you buy a cake, sometimes one slice is enough. Pero with the brownies, like one box is good for sharing, good for snack, it goes with coffee or tea. And just like bitin with this little thing, bitin siya. So you always have to want for more. So that's my hook, the brownies.
All right. But one thing that also got my attention on your page is the Boston cake. What's a Boston cake and what's in it? And would you also recommend this? Can you tell me a bit more about this pastry? Because it looks so good. I think a picture will come up soon.
The Boston cream is I did this. This is one of the first flavors that I tried making. Pero when I tried selling it, very unstable siya. Kasi it's sponge vanilla, and then in the middle is pastry cream, which is soft. So hindi talaga siya nag-hold kahit i-freeze mo. And then it's topped with chocolate ganache. So I tried putting it in a can, like vanilla, cream, vanilla, and then topped with the chocolate glaze. I think it held out fine naman dun sa kanya.
That sounds so delicious.
Super.
Even the pictures, diba? If you look at the page, the pictures, sobrang wow.
You had me at chocolate ganache, if I'm being honest. The past few days, me and my parents have been talking about chocolate ganache and how we miss it. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, hello, chocolate ganache.
True. So Camille, so you've probably heard this phrase, or you probably used it in your papers, ganon. Pero amidst these trying times, what is the future looking like for Covent Pastries? Like, do you have any future plans moving forward?
Right now, I just try to be consistent with what I do. Kasi it's still very small. I don't have a lot of reach pa with my customers. Pero I just try to be consistent. And as for future plans, if we ever do get back to campus, I'm gearing up to maybe take my business to Manila. So kasi I have a lot of friends, and I really do want them to taste what I make, and they seem very interested when I post my photos. So I want to share with them the experience of my pastries.
Oh, so you mentioned you're not in Manila. Where are you right now? Because the next thing I was going to ask you is how can customers get in touch with you if they're interested in ordering, and where do you mostly deliver to?
I'm from Mabini, Batangas, and then I deliver mostly around Batangas City. Pero if you're in Batangas, in the Batangas area, you can message me in my Facebook account, Camille Aspi, or my shop's page, Covent Pastries, or my phone number. give my phone number.
Yes, you can. Actually, the next thing I was going to ask you to do is tell us your socials. Like, you can drop your socials. Once you're done dropping them here and talking about them here, you can put all of your contact details in a comment on our Facebook stream so that more people will know how to get in touch with you.
So yeah, as I said, you can message me on my Facebook, Camille Aspi, and then Covent Pastries. And you can reach me on my phone at 0927-481-8747. I deliver around Batangas area, usually Saturday and Sundays.
All right. So to our viewers from Batangas, go grab some chocolate ganache. That's the one that's super stuck with me. And brownies, of course.
In Batangas.
Yes, super lucky. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when you said like Batangas area only, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
That's so far. That's so
There goes my
southwest.
dreams.
As of right now, ang ano pa nung delivery, I haven't like done the logistics on how to transport the pastries like long distance. So medyo we'll see in the future.
Gawa na tayo ng NCR chapter.
We'll franchise it now. Well, Camille, we're looking forward to what the future has for your business. We're looking forward to maybe even trying it on campus, hopefully soon within the next years. But for now, please don't forget to put your contact details on the comment section of our Facebook stream so that people know where to find you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You, Camille.
Thank you. Okay, that genuinely made me want some cake. But Joaquin, speaking of being on campus, do you remember the time when every day we would be sitting in Zen Garden or in the org room just being with our friends and being with each other?
Feeling ko hindi ako makarelate kasi that's one of my regrets kasi hindi ako madalas tumambay inside campus kasi like condo. So anytime kapag pag maaga umalis, kaya maaga dismissal, edi back to condo kasi like pagod. I didn't get to stay. It's sad.
Oh my goodness. You know, my regret actually is not trying more of the restaurants around campus because a lot of them are closed now. Like, I don't remember the name of that katsu place, but everyone is telling me you're not
Sa second
Atenean.
floor Regis ba to? Or where?
No, it was somewhere at the back, like one of the buildings beside Regis. And then, like, you know, I thought I had all of this time back when we were a sophomore. I thought I'd have 2 more years to try it. And then, here we are. Here we are. So, to continue reminiscing about campus, lightening up how we feel about missing it are some of my friends who I've met throughout the years, both online and offline. So joining me and Joaquin are Justin Decena from ABCom and L'Oreal Eleazar from Econ. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Maxine.
Hi,
Thank
guys.
you for inviting us here.
Nice to see you, both of you. And L'Oreal, I really like your background.
Right?
Very nostalgic.
Super. I remember walking there like at that same time. It was so picturesque because of Golden Hour. But anyway, to start off, we have just left the previous sem and we're entering this new one. For some of us, we're still in the middle of load rev, so we just have to keep going. Describe the past sem in an emoji. How would you guys do it? Let's start with Joaquin.
Okay. You know yung ano, hindi GIF siya of that emoji. Yung hindi, alam niyo yung questioning na emoji. Tapos nagfo-float
like
lang siya. Oo, tapos nagfo-float lang siya everywhere sa GIF na yon. Yes. Like that. Kasi I felt na parang the first time was like weird kasi like I just don't know what happened. It was good. It wasn't bad or traumatic. Like it was things were good, pero like I was just questioning parang eto na ba yon? Is this it? Parang ganon.
Traumatic. Very heavy choice of words. Justin, you go next.
Honestly, my favorite, I think the emoji that would best represent my first sem was the first sem, right?
Yes, first sem.
Mine's simple. You know the emoji with the shades?
Yes.
Yeah, because first of all, there's a duality to that emoji. First of all, it's very confident. It's very like, just happy. But at the same time, it's also, I don't know what it is about it, but also feels dead. It's like, in Ratatouille, when Linguini's like asleep and Remy's like making him cook. Yeah. It's like a mix of those two things. It's just like, I'm like, I want to be happy. I want to push through, but I just can't do it anymore. But, it is what it is. Got to keep going.
I like that description. Anyone can cook. That is very inspirational. And we all got through.
Yeah,
L'Oreal, your turn.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of hard. I don't know what happened last sem. Last sem just was like, what was going on?
No, last sem was one of those semesters that while you were in it, you knew exactly what was going on because it was overwhelming. But then once it ended, you were kind of like, okay, all of that happened and now it's over. So what did happen?
Exactly.
Is that how you felt?
Choose.
Yes, you have to choose.
Oh no, I have to choose. Just like, I don't know, just my general confusion. Just like, I'm just to throw it out there, like a watermelon. Just because like I'm so confused. So it's just like have a watermelon.
Okay, that's funny. I was going to say the upside down smiley, which is also kind of how I described the previous year, because like I think that emoji doesn't make sense at all, but somehow encapsulates how a lot of us are feeling all the time. Like if you think about it, there's no proper use to that emoji, but it just seems so appropriate for the most random things.
If you feel like smiling upside down.
When you're doing a handstand.
Diba? My God, practical. Oh.
Yes, okay, you're right. It's Spider-Man smiling. So anyway, some of us are seniors, some of us are juniors. Either way, we've all
Some of us are graduating stuff.
Yes, that's right, Wookie. So that being said, all of us have been in Ateneo for more than a year, at least 2 years, and some time on campus. So how did you feel when you first got to Ateneo, and how does that compare to how you feel now? And I mean, when you first got to Ateneo, you can talk about like how you felt entering your first day, the weeks leading up to it, or even how you felt about getting accepted. Because like I remember for me, when I found out I got accepted into Ateneo, I was just over the moon. I was so happy and so stressed because I came from that K-12 year where there would be a lot more people getting into college, a lot more people taking exams. So I was really nervous about not making the cut since I knew that the standards back then were very different given the volume of people that needed to enter. And then that excitement kind of carried over to the weeks leading up to my first day of school. And I remember that my first day of school, I didn't have any majors. It was all core subjects, but I still had a lot of fun because I was lucky enough to have my first day be half day. So I wasn't overwhelmed right away. But I'll admit that getting up at like 6 a.m. to get to school at 8 a.m. was quite a culture shock for me. But that was just one of the things that I would trade to go back on campus if that's still an option for us. So Joaquin, my batchmate, it's your turn.
I would accept 7, 8 a.m. classes kahit every day just to go back. And I would go kahit back-to-back na TTH na Bell to CTC. Anything.
Oh my gosh.
I
Bell
would do
CTC.
anything just to get on site. Pero it feels so weird kasi like 4 years ago yung freshie, tapos now I'm graduating like this. And did you know I've spent longer online than on-site? Kasi like yung on-site natin is like just 1.5 year. Tapos yung online 2.5. Sobrang, pero yun, I just feel na speechless. I don't even know what to say. Sobrang ano lang. I just feel sad, sentimental. Like, merong mga ilang days, parang recently, alam mo yun, parang randomly, you just get sad. Kasi you remember, I should be on campus right now. I should be there. I should be walking. Nung freshie ako, chill. Like, I think, culture shock din. Kasi, you know, parang, wow, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of, what are these people? It's big. Especially, transferring from LaSalle. Diba? And namas, parang, there's so many trees here. It's not as polluted in half. Ganon. So parang, wow, I can breathe. I can feel the crisp air inside my lungs. Ganon. Pero yun, now I don't know. Parang you're gonna make me cry. I'm sad already.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Justin, what do you... Ikaw?
Honestly, it's really funny because I wanted to go to Mint in the first place. That was the school I wanted to go to. I don't know. I felt like, because me and my older brother had been going to our high school together since like grade 1, grade 2. So I was like, I would feel interested in like diverging from where he was going because he went to Ateneo. He's in Ateneo right now as well. But then when I got to Ateneo, because my mom forced me to take she forced me to take the exam. I was like, all right. When I got there, yeah, I think I share the same sentiments as Joaquin. The place looks really pretty. There's so many trees.
It is. It is.
Like honestly, my image of college was, Pitch Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. When I watched Pitch Perfect the first time, I was like, oh, there's so many trees and everything. That's what I want college to be. And Ateneo was exactly that. It looks great. Honestly, like my culture, it really was a culture shock for me too, because my campus in high school it's one building. It was really tall. It wasn't like big. So the fact that there was so much space to walk around and so much space to relax was really just so cool, because I never really had that then, right? So yeah, I guess comparing it to now though, like I think it's not even just sharing with Joaquin in specific. I share with everyone. It's so sad now because I'm just here. I'm not doing anything anymore.
That's so true. I think something that all of us students really miss is the campus life. And what made Ateneo so special was that it felt like we were in so many different places in one campus, because like the vibe of the whole the vibe of the whole CTC Sec area was so different from the vibe of the Gonzaga area, which was so different from the vibe of the Arete area. But like there was really a place for everyone, which I kind of really miss, because like there were times when like sometimes you just want to unwind, get some fresh air. You go to the SOM area where L'Oreal's background is. And I remember that was like one of the most Instagrammable spots. But if you want to like have more Instagram pictures, you could go to Arete. You could go into the museum exhibit area, and even the classrooms.
There's the amphitheater in front, where you can get yeah. Like there was so much stuff to do there. Like really, it's not. Because like when you think of college, it's an educational institution. So you're not really thinking about, recreational stuff like that. But going on campus really is part of it. And the fact that we don't have it now is such a sad thing. Like,
now that you mentioned, go
ahead. Sorry, yeah.
No, you first. You first, because I'm about to embarrass you. So you first.
Okay. Now I was just gonna say, like half the fun of going to Ateneo in the first place was being able to go to UPTC in downtime, taking a tricycle not taking a tricycle to Regis, but walking to Regis, going to Tetsuo. I think that's the place you were talking about, by the way.
Yes, Tetsuo. Yeah, I never got to try Tetsuo.
I got to try it once, thankfully, just once. The food there is really good. Basta, yeah, it's like I miss it. I just miss being able to go around, because it was part of growing up. Like you feel like you're more independent. You can move around. Yes, we don't have that anymore. It's just really sad.
Now, speaking of doing things on campus, you were the guy wearing the horse mask in the last Halloween we had on campus.
That was you?
That was him.
That was me, yeah.
It is exposure era. That was you. And I think based on the reactions, all of us saw you on campus that day.
Yeah, that was me. My that was for a play that I was in 9th grade. We did Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare. And I played a character who turned into a donkey, so my dad made that head for me.
Spoiler.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. It's a pretty big spoiler if you were excited to watch A Midsummer Night's Dream. But yeah, no. It was just honestly, I was really excited to bring it to Ateneo, because when I first got to the school, it was really tough for me to adjust, because I'd been in Reedley, which is my old high school, if you know it, since like grade 1. So that was my home talaga. So when I got to Ateneo, I really, first week, I remember feeling like I didn't even want to be there. Like, this is not my school. I don't want to be here. I know no one here. It was really tough. So the fact that I was able to bring, something that reminded me of a really good time, an easier time for me, and have people enjoy it to an extent, laugh at it, oh, that's the donkey guy. It was just really cool. That's I was bringing a piece of Reedley with me, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm happy you guys remember me for some reason.
That's cool.
It was just cool.
So, L'Oreal, it's your turn. How did you feel when you first got to Ateneo, and how does that compare to right now?
Oh my gosh, yeah, just kind of same sentiments as everyone else. I was kind of super overwhelmed because I come from a small high school, and also I don't speak Filipino that well. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to understand anything? But you get used to it. You learn from your friends and from the professors, and you just kind of integrate that with your language. But yeah, it was pretty overwhelming. But the more I was getting into it, first semester was a little bit rocky. The beginning of second semester, first year was a lot more okay, I know what's going on. And then the pandemic happened, and then I didn't know what was going on, and no one did. So yeah, first year was just kind of crazy.
Yes, first year is always crazy. And I remember that second semester, the one you're talking about, the second one of your freshman year, it felt like everything was gearing up to be a great semester. Because I remember everyone like having these great schedules, right? And then like we had all of these plans, like, oh, in a month's time, we'll attend this event on campus and we'll do this. But hopefully those plans can still happen somehow. So L'Oreal, you mentioned some helpful professors, and I think that was one thing that also made adjusting to Ateneo a bit easier. A lot of the professors are very nice. A lot of them are very open to having friendships with you outside of class. Like I know that there are a lot of professors that are so up for fangirling about movies and books with all of us. So have you encountered any of the legendary professors, or are there professors who you'd say are legendary or life-changing to you?
I'm gonna sound real biased here, but I'm just gonna say like all of my econ professors and just the entire economics department. Because I started as a math major, realized I didn't like math as much as I thought I did, and then I shifted out into economics. And the economics department has been so helpful. Like everyone in that department, like from like the staff and the admin to like the faculty, they're all like just so great and nice and really helped me out. So like the entire economics department.
No, that's great. You don't have to name names. I was just asking about like if you've encountered the life-changing Ateneo Prof experience. So Justin, I think you had something to say in response to L'Oreal.
Oh, no, not really. But I was just gonna say, yeah, same for me. I'm gonna sound biased because I'm a There's no real subject for communications, but like my NLit 12 professor. I'm allowed to name drop, right? It's not like illegal.
If you want, go ahead. We'll tag them later.
Okay, his name is Sir Oka. I forgot his name. Something Oscar Campamanes. He's like he was easily the best prof I think I've ever had. He was like so cool. Like I've never had him again. I think because he doesn't teach. He teaches mainly NLit, and I guess just classes I've never been able to enroll in because of my course. But yeah, I don't know. I miss that class. That class is super fun. Other than that, though, I guess online, one of my favorite professors was a journalism professor named Chin Wong, because he made the class, first of all, really, really cool. There's a lot of I don't know, one of my problems with online class sometimes is that it feels very much like Wikipedia. Like you're just looking stuff up, typing in answers to quizzes, and that's it. But it's not much. There's not much you can do. It just kind of is what it is. But this professor gave us a lot of things that we had to do that actually I feel benefited me and made me more interested and more equipped to deal with things in the field of journalism. And more than that, one of the things that happened with him in particular was that it was true asynchronous class, and that all of our requirements we had to submit at the very end of the course. There were no like deadlines. Okay. It was like this week is for module 1, module 2, module 3. But if you want to submit something from module 1 at the very end of the semester, feel free. Just, do what you got to do. So I found that really cool. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, that's very helpful. So Joaquin, what about you?
Feeling ko maging bias na ako kasi like sabi ko the psych dep. I love the psych dep. As in walang miss. Sabi ko sana walang hit or miss. Walang miss na prof sa psych dep. As in everyone sobrang you'd never go wrong. Although kakaisip ko lang ngayon. So si Serge, I love you, Serge, if you're watching this. Sorry, hindi pa ako naka-reply sa email mo. I just don't know what to reply. Kasi nag-send siya ng kasi intact fasi ko siya nung freshie ako.
Same.
Tapos.
But in another block, yes.
Did you get an email kanina?
I haven't checked my emails yet because I've been fixing my load rev. But he sent me a message on Instagram, which I also have not yet been able to open.
Okay, remember nung intact, yung parang he made us do something parang a picture of us nung fresh year, tapos isa-send niya at the end of senior year. Parang
yes.
He sent it kanina. Tapos sabi ko, what is this? That is freshie me. Why are you making so hindi pa nakaka-reply doon? So I feel like yon kasi kilala siya. Pero aside from profs though, one thing that I miss about Ateneo then the most is food. Kasi please sawa na ako sa food dito sa bahay. paulit-ulit na yung niluluto ko, I miss JSEC. Even though mahal, hindi talaga siya mahal. I miss JSEC. Kayo, what do you miss?
Because you brought up JSEC. Well, first to close the topic of professors, I don't want to be biased also, but I was in 3 different courses, and all 3 courses really made me feel at home because of how helpful the people were in the departments. Even when it came to transitioning from one course to the other, they were all very accommodating and very helpful, which was really nice. And on the topic of legendary profs, you know how when we entered Ateneo, like there was this checklist of professors that people say you have to get this professor in your stay in Ateneo. It's like infinity stones. But then enlistment happens and you don't always get batch 1, so you're not able to enlist for all of these professors. But then you come to realize that everyone is a legendary prof in their own way, especially in our fields, because it's not just the subject matter that they teach you, but also the life lessons, especially like the time we went through. We went through a very unexpected change of lifestyle, yet a lot of them really helped us make the moves. And even some of the lessons I learned before we got to this online setup helped me adapt to it, because they weren't just classroom teachable lessons, but they were also like life, how to handle things lessons. So anyway, JSEC, I remember in our last semester, there was this Mongolian JSEC stall. Like, it was a JSEC stall for Mongolian food, which my friend was like, you have to try this. Everything they make is really good. And true enough, no matter what flavor I had from that stall, it was always good. So my order would just depend on the time of day I was at JSEC. If it was lunch, I'd have something spicy. If it was breakfast, something else. So what about
Social
you
naman,
guys?
iba-ibang flavors.
Hey, that's the point of Mongolian food, right? You get to mix
Actually,
and
oo
match.
naman.
So, L'Oreal, since you're 1 floor above JSEC right now.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, there's so many good. Okay, because I was only there for like a semester, so I didn't get to try everything I wanted to. But one of my favorite places, like I'd go there like in the morning, and then if I was still there in the afternoon too, was I forgot what it was called, but it was a Korean place. Like it's like the hall going into JSEC.
Yes,
and then on the side, that's where the Korean place was right before. Oh my god, I love that place because like I hadn't tried a lot of Korean food before, and then I had this one. I was like, oh, that sounds good. And then I tried it, and I was like, what? It's delicious. And then that was like my everyday food.
This
like,
is the rice place, right? Just want to clarify.
Yeah, I think so. Well, they had like rice
that was
bowls,
That was good.
Yeah.
That
I
was
remember
also
that
very
place.
good.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I like
And-
how all of us have this mental map of JSEC, and none of us are saying the names, but all of us are saying it was the stall on the left, it was the stall on the right, and we all just know what stall we're talking about. So, Justin, your turn.
Oh, okay, I have a good answer and a bad answer. My good answers, my good answers are my favorite place in Gonzaga, because I would frequent both. My favorite place in Gonzaga was it was like a place called Nerdy's. It would sell chicken and rice with like soy sauce on it, and that was really cool. And my favorite place in JSEC was, I don't remember the name of the place now, but it sold Japanese katsu curry. And I remember that place very, very well because the very first time I went there, I was with my girlfriend and she was like, "Oh, get me something light." And I was like, "Okay, I'll find something." And I got the katsu rice, and I was like, "I'll get her one too because I'm getting from here and she likes curry naman, I'm sure." But the bowl's like huge. So
Yes.
when I got her, she was like, I don't know if I want that. I think I ate half of it, but it's more for me. But yeah. The bad answer, this is honestly a tip for anyone that's watching and we ever get back on campus one day, maybe. I like to save money because my weekly allowance was 1,000. What I would do every day if I needed to save, you go to the hot dog place in Gonzaga, the hot dog stand, and then you buy, those like there's like little lumpia rolls, but they're flavored like hamburgers. Just get those.
I've
They're like
never
really
tried that. Where was this? In Gonzaga?
It's a Gonzaga. It's a hamburger place. You have to look for it. You ask for the lumpia hamburger roll, and then it's like 20 pesos each. And if you're hungry, you can eat those. You can snack on those, and you can starve a little bit, but it's fine. Like that's that's my life hack. If you ever want to save money, that's where you go. That's the place. But yeah, those are my Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide tips for anyone trying to save money, I guess.
I've never seen that. But speaking of hamburgers, if you guys remember Hunger Buster from Gonzaga, that
Oh
was
my
my
God,
go-to in
yes.
between classes snack because they prepare it so fast and the burgers were just so good. And I loved how they had one in Gonzaga, one near the library, and one in Bell.
There's so many
Right?
branches.
Wait, did you ever
Man.
go there and they were just like out? Like every time I went there, they were like, "Sorry, we ran out of burgers," and I'm like,
No
"Why?"
way.
Meron pa
every
dun sa
time.
dorms, di ba?
There's another one in the dorm.
Yeah, may
just the
Hunger Buster.
sandwiches.
May Hunger Buster dun sa dorms.
I love it. And I remember there used to be two sutras. Sutra was also such a fixture in Ateneo.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That was the one next to the stairs, right? The Indian place.
Yes, the one
Yes.
next to the stairs.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, glad to know that our mental maps are still intact. And of course, ISO sisig, since no one has brought up ISO yet. The one where they served sisig on a sizzling plate. That was so good. Like, that was such a treat. I really
Wait, this
missed
was
that.
the one next to the printers, right?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
The one next to the front. Yeah, I think our mental maps are really like it's not about the name of the place, it's about where it's located. That's true. Next to the printer.
Exactly. So
I never tried the sisig.
you never tried the sisig. Well, if you ever find yourself back on campus, go there. ISO, beside the printing place, the canteen there, ask for sisig. It's not even something that they have on display. It's something you have to ask for. Like, you have to line up and say, I'm ordering sisig. And then they'll really prepare it for you, like, on a sizzling plate, restaurant quality. It was just so good. But anyway, before we continue, there are some comments. People are reminiscing with us from Julie Samonte. Hi, Julie. She said, for a different vibe. Have you guys ever had a fora class during lunch? Because that on its own was such a vibe. Because I don't know why, but fora is somehow closer to the sun than the rest of the world. So at 12 p.m., the sun would be right on top of it. It would be so hot that you just, like, we call it nap weather. Because, like, even some of our professors would tell us, like, okay, I know that it's 12 o'clock and you're in fora and everyone wants to fall asleep, including me, but we just have to get through. Has that ever happened to you guys? Have you ever had a class there?
No, may bubong naman dun na.
Yeah, but you haven't had a class there. Trust me, all the classrooms will be engulfed in sunlight at 12 p.m.
Fora is the building along Red Brick Road, right?
Ayan na,
Yeah.
nakalimutan na.
There we go. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to clarify.
mentally think, like, where is this place?
If it makes you guys feel better, I completely forgot where Costco was about 3 months ago, and I felt so bad because I was like, how could I forget where Costco is? That was one of our main buildings.
Right. I had a class in Fora, I think. I had a Filipino class. Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember with I think Fora was cool. My problem with it though is that the aircon sometimes didn't work, or they worked and they were really loud. And the acoustics of the rooms would like be bad. So it's like if the aircon was on, you can't hear the prof, even if they're right in front of you. And if they're off, you're all burning. So I don't have good experience with the Fora to be honest. But yeah, I remember the building. I very much remember the building.
Since we were on the topic of food, Fora was right beside Red Brick Road, as you said. And when the JSEC challenges would be there, you'd want to have a class in Fora because you could just go out for a quick snack. Like, I'm just going to expose myself right here. There have been times where I'd say I was going to the bathroom, but I'd be getting a sandwich at the JSEC challenge place.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh, I really, really miss doing that. But, well, anyway, more comments. Ian Bondok said, Bell to CTC, unlocking some memories for real, for real. React if you've had that class. Comment if you've had that class. That was honestly such a rite of passage. I remember.
To Bell. Sa
Where to Bell?
Cov courts to Bell sa umaga.
Oh, I had that.
Pain. That felt like a PE on its own. I had a bell to Cov courts at 11 a.m. before. And like by the time you'd get to the Cov courts, of course, and then that was a class part that I wouldn't get dismissed on time. Like I'd always have like 5 minutes extra. So I'd really run to the Cov courts and it would feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just about to do PE. And I already felt like I went through PE. So that was something. And
like
from my
warm-up.
dad. Yes. And then from my dad, he said, I want katsu. And he said, whatever happened to Manang's Full House and Pampangenia? Was that in the college area or was that in high school? If you if any of you know.
I don't.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
never heard of
remember
Manang.
seeing those.
Yeah. Joaquin, do you remember by any
Yes,
chance?
Joaquin, do you remember?
No!
No.
Anong name?
Wait.
Manang.
Manang's, Full House, and Pampangenia. Could Manang's be the
No.
one in the dorm?
I don't... Ngayon ko nga lang narinig yung Pampangenia. Like,
Same. Okay, well, that is something for us to look for when we're back on campus. There was a rumor actually that one of the canteens, I don't remember if it was high school or grade school, had little orbits. If you guys remember little orbits, it's the donuts that were like this small.
oh my God, totoo, meron doon.
I don't know if it was true, but it was a rumor going around for a while, but no one ever got to checking it because grade school is quite far from us.
Baka mga grade school lang yung nagaya ng rumor. Uy, may mga little orbits dito.
Let's mess with the college kids. Okay, so since we've talked about a lot of places we used to hang out, eating is something we used to do with friends. How have you guys been making friends in the online setup? It was quite a challenge at first, but I know that all of us were somehow able to do it. So, Joaquin, you go first.
We have?
Okay, next person.
I feel like the friends that we've made along the way, ganon. Especially, connecting with the freshies and sophomores right now. I feel like through orgs talaga. Like, yun na yung best way to be able to connect with those people. Especially lalo na kung mag-active sila. Kasi kung they'll join tapos tahimik lang sila, edi paano tayo magkakakilala. So, yun. So, shout out po sa mga freshies and sophomores there. Hi.
Okay. Justin, you're next.
Actually, no. Meeting people online has been, like you said, pretty hard. But I feel like the longer that we've been in the pandemic, it's become easier for at least me. Because, like, honestly, first year at Ateneo, like I said, I was pretty shy. I didn't really want to talk to anyone. I didn't feel at home. But now that I'm talking to no one, I want to talk to someone. So, like, anytime I'm in a Zoom call, I'm in a class, I want to, like, speak to everybody in it all the time. Like, I just want to socialize already. Because, like, as much as I love talking to my friends and my family, like, I want to go past, like, my current bubble. Like, I'm just, I'm so starved. So, yeah, that's how I met you. That's how I met, we met through, what was that class again?
We met
NSTP.
through NSTP and Com23.
Right, yeah, with Sir Cuenco.
With Sir Cuenco. Shout out to Sir Cuenco.
Sir Cuenco, yeah. Shout out to Sir Cuenco.
I was actually going to say that's kind of how I would be making friends because like a lot of our projects now are in groups and sometimes you don't get to choose the groups. When you do get to choose the groups, you tend to go with people you already know. But in times when you don't know anyone or it's assigned, you kind of just have no choice but to start talking to everyone. And that's kind of what happened to us. We were kind of thrown into that situation together. No choice but to talk to each other. We came out friends talking about video games and K-drama.
That's right. That's the correct answer.
L'Oreal, your turn.
Yeah, just through lots of orgs and group projects, especially if you're like really active in the org, which is good, or like you go to a lot of the events or group join the projects. I think is a really good way, especially for like, I know a lot of freshmen and sophomores are having a hard time. So like, if you're having a hard time, just like try to be active in like the fun stuff. And also do go out in your group projects. Like, don't let your group mates down. Good point.
Please, for sure. Group works are both easier and harder online. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like work division seems a lot clearer because there's only so much you can do since it's online. But at the same time, it's a lot harder because it's online. Like, I think our scheduling of meetings and shared responsibilities has gotten a bit more difficult since we can't physically be in a room together. Or sometimes like our classes don't, like, you know, if before we would be given the classroom to be able to do these projects. Now it's a little bit more difficult. But we get through.
Ayan no, na-explain mo naman kung bakit siya madali tsaka mahirap.
Anyway, from my dad again, he said, I heard Manang's Liempo is served at Servini. So, yes, that's the one at the dorm.
Oh my God. I have a really bad story about going to Servini.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, back when I was a freshie, right, I didn't know the building codes. L'Oreal, I'm sure you experienced this as well. Like, not knowing what...
Oh my God, pumunta ka ng Servini.
What happened was...
I see where this is going.
It said I had to go to C1 something something, which is for Schmidt. I know that now. So, I was like, okay, I looked at the map and I was like, so I was looking at all the names. It couldn't have been Schmidt because like Schmidt's an S. There's no way. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the first one with a C. I was like, oh, Servini, cool. And I I went there, and I was like, I followed like 2 students walking inside, and I was like, the guard was there, and I went, hey, can I go inside? Po? It's like, oh, what's your business, po? And I said, I have class. And he was like, and he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I have to go to class. And he was like, and like he like pulled me aside and he went, there's people sleeping here. And I was like, I was like extremely confused, extremely lost, and I was like, oh, it's a door. And I just walked away. I just never, I don't think I've ever seen that guard again. I don't think I've ever seen him again. I just walked away and I never came back. I've never been to Servini ever since I went there the first time. And I'm happy I haven't, because if he's still there, he knows me. He knows exactly who I am.
Joaquin has left the building here.
I'm sorry kasi tama naman, like why would Schmidt yung code niya is C?
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
May S ba? Wait na. May S ba na ano? Why couldn't Schmidt be S?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe because it was close to Sec, if there's an S and the C, and then they're closer in area. But then still it could have been a different letter combination, but
I'm sorry, ang funny lang talaga ng story kasi it's such a freshy thing to do.
It's very, it really is. I was lost the first year, super lost.
I think.
Oh my gosh, you know, like the entire first year, I didn't know that Red Brick Road also led to SEC. So like this entire time, I'm walking all the way around. Like I go through, you know, the drop-off point.
Which one?
The drop-off point where the shuttle used to drop off.
Oh yes.
Like so, I'd be in like Rizal Library, and then I go all the way like to the drop-off point through Gonzaga, like every single day. I didn't know the Red Brick Road led there. I didn't know there was the Somme Forest, because it was so scary. So I was like, what if I get like attacked in the forest?
Ganito ba kapag mga walang sense of adventure inside campus? Red Brick Road. I'm sorry.
All right. So I'm lucky enough to say I've been saved by the numerous TNTs who would wear their TNT shirts on the first week of school, I think. Because I remember when I was a freshman, I could not find Bell. I thought it was going to be with all of the other buildings in the middle, like in that area of Cosca, Burke, Gonzaga. But no, it was a field away, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like its own building, and like it's like a different school already. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, anyway, taking all of this into account, before we go, if you guys were to assemble a survival kit for Ateneans or for freshmen, people about to enter Ateneo, what would you include in it? Choose 3 objects. So I think in my case, it would be an umbrella, because of those random times where it would just start raining. I remember one time I was on Red Brick Road, and I don't know why, this is the only time it happened in my life. You could literally see the rain coming towards you. I do not understand how that happened, but everything was dry and sunny one minute, and all of a sudden you literally see this rain cloud approaching, and all of a sudden it's just stormy. So yes, an umbrella. That's number 1. Number 2, your ID, because like, let's be real here, you cannot go anywhere in Ateneo without your ID. And last, a ball pen, because those are like the things that we tend to lose the most. I mean, remember, I don't know if you guys have heard this joke, but if you're in the middle of Gonzaga, you could leave your cell phone, you could leave your laptop, but do not leave your umbrellas and do not leave your ball pens. So, Joaquin, you next.
Wait, nag-iisip ako. Like, dalawa pa lang naiisip ko. Wala pa akong isa. Pero sige. 1, parang social pakinggan, pero pocket wifi. Hindi kasi nung first and second year kasi I had my own pocket wifi, and kasi hindi ko kasi ginagamit yung hindi ko ginagamit yung wifi ng Ateneo kasi like if I use it, alam mo parang bigla akong madi-disconnect after or something, like parang if I keep my phone or something, and I didn't want that hassle. Ang social, grabe, pocket wifi. Hindi nyo kailangan ng pocket wifi, guys, to survive. Second is ayun, the world-renowned Hydro Flask, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Diba? Everyone, kahit hindi man Hydro Flask, just a water bottle na you can tip and it would fall over and make a sound in the middle of the classroom. If a Hydro Flask falls in the middle of a classroom and no one is there to hear it doesn't make a sound. Third one, May third one. A gadget. Ganun. Kasi of course, like,
yeah, that's true.
phone, laptop, ganun. Aside from vaccines, feeling ko mas makaka-survive ka dun sa sinabi ni Max kaysa sa akin. How about you, Justin?
Honestly, I feel like I was gonna say umbrella ID as well. So like,
okay,
diba? Kasi kailangan mo.
I guess besides, well, first of all, I actually want to emphasize the importance of the ID. Like, there's so many places you can't go if you don't have it. And I lost I did the whole thing where I lost it for 10 days. So I had to do work in Ateneo. And I missed my last day of work because of COVID, right? So I had to pay, like recently, to film my whole order. So like, I lost my ID a bunch of times now. That resulted in like 1K. So don't ever lose your ID. The ID is like the most important thing by far. Other than that, I would say bring a cell phone, because like while you mentioned gadgets, I feel like the portability of the cell phone makes it so much easier to use. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, the umbrella is correct. Pen is correct. I don't know what else I need. Honestly, I'll sit on that. L'Oreal, if you have something, I think you should go first. I'm like lost right now.
This is just for like, especially the freshies and the sophomores who've never been on campus. Bring a map of the campus.
Oh yeah.
Like that would have helped me so much the entire first semester. So I didn't have to walk around like, where is this building? Yeah, bring it. Just or like even if it's just in your phone, just have the map. I know like the TNTs will give you maps sometimes. Bring it with you for your first year. Aside from like the things you guys already said, because like of course ID, an umbrella.
Not the pocket wife.
That was a first. Not gonna lie. So actually, oh yes, L'Oreal.
Oh yeah, I'd also say like, bring an extension cord if you're going to ever charge your things. Extension cord like with either a lot of outlets for your friends, or like if you don't like anybody, then one outlet. But just like expect people to be all like, "Yo, can you borrow your extension cord?"
For sure.
Oh wait, Max, I know mine. I know mine.
What is it?
Bring an extra pair of socks, because it rains a lot.
Okay, that's fair. That's
and
very
like
fair.
Honestly, my biggest I was in Blue Rep first year, and I was in Bring It On, right?
Yeah,
so anytime,
I love that.
It was so good, diba? Honestly, I'll talk about it later. Never mind, not important. Sorry. Every time we would come back from rehearsals late and we'd bring stuff home, it was always raining, and I was always wearing rubber shoes, and my socks would be soaked. I have Star Wars socks that are like permanently darker than they used to be. So like, yeah, bring another pair. Bring an extra pair of socks. That's actually, bring another pair. Just basta, bring another pair of socks.
Okay, that's very useful advice that I haven't heard before. But you know what, guys? Supposedly, the year before Joaquin and I were freshies, the ORSEM team gave everyone foldable umbrellas, and the freshies supposedly didn't understand. They were like, why are we being given umbrellas? And they were all like, no, you don't understand. This is important. You will need this. You may not see it now, but you will need this. And then the person who told me the story ended up not having it one time, and it rained. And he was like, that's why. I don't know if it was the batch before us or a few batches before us, but that happened in the recent years.
Oh my lord, that's so sad.
Okay.
Yeah, the umbrella I really think is the most important one, besides
the
pocket Wi-Fi.
The pocket Wi-Fi thing is something we will all now keep in mind. So, before we close up, in another emoji or set of emojis, how do you want this semester to turn out? And I guess alongside that, what are your feelings now, and how do you want the semester to turn out? So, Justin, the green thing is around you, so you first.
Okay.
Zoom is telling me.
All right. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I mentioned my first emoji was the shades. I wanted to stay the shades. But let's focus on the more happy side of that duality, where I'm actually confident and happy and not lost and asleep and aloof and like just gone. I just wanna, I don't know. I like the energy. I don't know what it is. I feel a very deep attachment to that emoji. It just speaks to me, and I wanna manifest it whenever I can.
Nice. I think we all have that one emoji that we just can't stop using because we feel a certain affinity to it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
like, you know that feeling when that emoji isn't on your recently used, you kind of feel a bit bothered. Or is that just me?
Yeah.
L'Oreal, your emoji.
I'm looking through like all my emojis now. I think I would want there's so many to choose from.
Yes.
Oh, I think I
off the
want
top of your head.
the
Okay.
100. You know the 100 emoji?
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice
I'm
one.
going for like perfect, Dean's List, guys. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Good luck.
Let's
Good luck.
go, L'Oreal. Okay. That's a good answer. Joaquin, your turn.
Ako din. Wait lang. Ilang emojis again?
Just one.
Ay,
Just one. You can do this.
Pwede bang... tatlo yung hindi ko akala ko kasi tatlo.
Okay. 3 emojis, that's fine.
So yung first one, alam mo yung emoji na parang may nagsasay siya, yung may gasp of air.
Yes.
Kasi ganun dapat, parang exasperated na sa una, parang last sem, ganun. Tapos yung second is, hindi ko to ginagamit, pero yung spiral, yung spiral na eyes.
Yes.
Kasi mawiwindang at weng-pong sa gitna. Tapos yung huli is yung celebratory na emoji, yung may yung pang happy birthday. Yung pang happy birthday. Kasi dapat happy graduation. My God. Graduate na ako. Yuck. Anyway, yun.
I was expecting you to say the graduation cap, actually.
May cap pala.
The graduation cap. I think there's even like a graduate emoji.
Mas doon tayo sa celebratory, di ba? Anong gagawin ko dyan sa cap? Gusto ko mag-celebrate.
That's true. That's very true. I think mine would be the surfing emoji, like the person on the surfboard just riding the wave, because I think, no pun intended, new wave, hi, haha. So I choose that emoji because like right now, it's one of my last semesters. I kind of just want to ride the wave because I know that there are a lot of things that aren't in my control regarding the semester. So I just want to enjoy it and see where this semester brings me. So, okay, to wrap it up, what would you tell your pre-college self? Let's get sentimental for a minute. Joaquin, I want you to start.
Okay. Actually, wait lang.
Okay. So while Joaquin is fixing that, L'Oreal.
Okay na. Ay, sorry. Sige,
okay.
Wait lang. Sige na ba? Ako na ba? Okay. Wait,
yes,
sorry.
Joaquin.
Okay. Actually, pinag-isipan ko siya kanina. Nakalimutan ko sabihin ko. Ayun. What I would tell my freshie self is to not be scared to go out of your comfort zone to try new opportunities. Like, alam mo yun, kasi diba, it was also my first time to be away from home na hindi ako umuwi like everyday, diba? And just go explore and don't be scared and make the most out of it. If you think na parang I'll get to do it next time naman or there's always another time, wala. There is not another time.
That's
yung
so
huling,
true.
the last time that your friends told you on a Monday afternoon after ng class, Monday lunch, huy, sangyup tayo. Tapos sasabihin mo, wag na lang. Sa Friday na lang sa end ng week. Kasi biglang may pandemya. Yun na yung last. Wala ka na magagawa. So, just, di ba? Yun.
Retweet if that happened to you, because like, yes, same thing. Like me and some of my friends had plans at the end of the week, but the end of the week never came. L'Oreal, your turn. Oh, unmute.
Oh
okay, there you go.
No, same. I was like we had plans. I think, like the new Mulan or no, the other one. Pride and Prejudice just came out with Timothy Chalamet or something.
Oh, Little Women.
Women, yeah, sorry,
Little
that's
Women
the one.
came out.
It just came out, and then we were like, okay, let's go on Friday, and then Friday never came. So,
did everyone have Friday plans that never came?
Parang sad isipin.
That feels so long ago, but at the same time, it still feels so fresh. Like when we say like, oh, that Friday never came, I still feel like I just missed it when that was actually 2 years ago, 3 calendar years ago.
Oh
even.
no, don't say that.
Yeah.
It makes me realize like, oh my gosh, no.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just to my to like the freshmen, sophomores, and even like my past self, like just put yourself out there. Like even if your college experience isn't going the way you want it to, like just find a way to make it go the way you want it to. Use like the things in your power.
Nice.
That's all I gotta say.
Nice. All right, Justin.
Yeah, first of all, that's actually very true. The whole like Friday never came. In my case, though, what happened was I was talking to my friends. They were playing Smash on my Switch, and I said, "Oh, you can keep it for the week if you want." Thankfully, they were kind enough to be like, no, it's yours. You bring it home. Thankfully, they let me bring it home because I would never have gotten it back. It would have been gone by now. But yeah, honestly, the only thing I would tell myself to do, because like at that time, first year college, sorry, I was in a very bad place mentally, so I understood them and I didn't want to go to many places. But the only thing I shook my computer. Sorry. The only thing I would have said was to go to pop up because I've never been to pop up.
Me neither.
Yeah. Right? You're muted, but I see.
You haven't been. Si Max.
I've never been. I've never been
No,
to
I haven't
pop-up.
been either.
Yeah,
Has anyone here been?
No.
Joaquin, you've been?
I'm telling this on Facebook Live. Yes, I have been to bars on Katip.
Honestly, I just want to go to. I want to go there now. Like I feel like it's a part of being an Atenean. I don't know why, but you know what I mean. Like it's integral that you go to pop up. I know James Reed's been there, and I haven't been there yet.
He has an office there. That's why. Like his
really?
podcast is done in pop-up.
Inside pop-up?
Yeah, they have like a space at the back. Because I remember one of his podcast episodes got on my Facebook feed, and the background was pop-up. Like it was a room at the back where you could see the whole of pop-up.
Oh,
so we know where to go.
I want to go there for Samgyup. Like, have you heard about the Samgyup in pop-up?
I've eaten sa Samgyup there.
How is it?
Masarap naman. Masarap naman siya. Maganda yung place.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's
I've
right.
never been.
Actually, like taking COVID restrictions into account, pop-up technically counts as outdoor dining because it is a very open space.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So that's.
They're saying we should go now. Like,
I'm not saying we should go now, but I'm saying when we're back
there.
when we're back on campus, people are probably going to be going there more.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Right. So to wrap it up, I guess what I would tell my freshy self is everything will be okay. Or in the words of Ben and Ben, all will be all right in time. Because I think freshy year was particularly difficult because of the growing pains. Like it was a bit of an adjustment. And though I would go home every day, physically it was very far. It was at least 2 hours on the road. And there were a lot of things that happened that I didn't understand back then that I understand so much now. And I think all of it, everything that happens, the good, both the good and the bad, contribute to you as a person, like who you end up being like years from now. So right now, I'm technically on my senior year and I'm a very different person from who I was in my freshman year because of all of these good and bad things that happened. And like, I guess as much as we can, try not to regret it because there is a purpose. And though it's so hard to tell a person, like you may not understand why this had to happen now, but it always finds a way back and somehow it always makes sense. And yes, I would also tell myself, don't plan those things on the Friday. You have a free period now. Hang out with your friends now if you can, because I guess that's something that we're all going to take with us. That Friday isn't guaranteed, so we should start doing things when we can. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun too, and hopefully we can all have a meal together in Ateneo when things are better, if we all ever go back.
Thank you so much for having us. This was really, really cool. A very nice way to spend my afternoon.
Thanks, guys. So prepare your parting words while I just say goodbye to the audience. So this has been New Wave. Thank you to James for handling our broadcast, and of course to Sir Justin for always supporting us. Thank you also to Migoy and to Ian for helping me arrange this episode. Thank you once again for joining us today, to our wonderful audience, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. So don't miss out. Follow us on Instagram at newwave.rk to stay updated. Catch the replay of this episode on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM's Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter Live, all of which go by at Radio Katipunan. You can also listen to this episode as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. But most of all, thank you, Joaquin, L'Oreal, and Justin, for joining me this afternoon. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. And if there's anything you want to tell the audience before we go, now's the time. So we can go in the order of L'Oreal, Justin, Joaquin.
Yeah, just put yourself out there, guys. Make the most of this semester. You got this. Woo. Okay.
Justin?
Honestly, I don't really have much else to say, but yeah, just take a breather, you know. It's gonna be all good. Just, you know, it's gonna be all good.
Joaquin.
Ang funny kasi yung sasabihin ko, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kerry2032.
Go ahead.
Ang funny. So,
But no, go ahead. It's okay. Now is your time.
Nasabi ko naman din eh. Ano pa ba? If you want to connect sa LinkedIn, wow, that's an adult thing to say. If you want to link.
I can't believe you went there.
I want to connect on LinkedIn.
Tama, make connections on LinkedIn, guys. Yon. For all the underclassmen, gawa na kayo ng LinkedIn and just make connections, di ba? Prepare nyo na yung CV nyo and all that. And just, you know, yon. Just have fun, take care. And kayo na yung may higher chances ng on-site, so nakakainggit. Pero yun, stay safe tayong lahat. So, yon.
Actually, I really hope that even the ones who started school online get to at least have a year on campus, because it's kind of sad to say that you went to college in Ateneo but you never got to be in Ateneo. So that's something we can all pray for. So once again, thank you to our guests and thank you to our audience. I'm Max and this has been New Wave. I'll see you all next time. Bye!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
Catch us on New Wave.
surfing through the latest on our shores.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there.
Radyo-katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo-katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo-katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.